What if I told you that building wealth on a low income isn't just a dream? What if the very thing that seems like an obstacle, your low income, is actually the key to your future success? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, stick around, because today we're diving deep into the strategies that can help you turn your financial life around, no matter how much you make. From paycheck to paycheck, you're not alone. But here's the truth. Wealth building isn't about how much you earn, it's about what you do with what you have. And I'm going to show you how. Let's start with a story. Picture this. You wake up to another morning, the alarm blaring, and you can already feel the weight of another paycheck that's barely enough to cover bills, let alone any savings or dreams of wealth. You're stuck, and it feels like no matter how hard you try, you're just running in circles. Sounds familiar? It's the reality for so many of us, especially when we're living paycheck to paycheck. But here's the thing. Wealth isn't something that happens overnight. And most people think wealth building is only for the high earners, the investors, the big shots. That's the myth that holds you back. I know because I've been there. The constant struggle to make ends meet, the sinking feeling that you're falling behind while others seem to effortlessly climb ahead. But what if I told you that all you need is a plan, a strategy that works with what you've got? In this video, we're going to break down the 6 essential steps you need to start building wealth, even if your income is lower than you'd like. This is about making your money work harder for you than you work for it. Let's talk mindset for a second. The most important part of building wealth isn't how much you make, it's how you think about money. Picture this. You've been living in survival mode for so long that you forget to think beyond the paycheck. But here's the kicker. If you want to build wealth, you've got to shift your thinking from, I just need to survive, to, I'm planning for my future. And that shift doesn't happen overnight. You've got to see money as a tool, something that, when managed correctly, can help you reach your goals. No more getting stuck in the cycle of spending everything you earn. Start seeing money as an asset that grows over time. This is the moment where things begin to change. So, what's the first step to building wealth when you're working with a smaller paycheck? It all starts with budgeting. I know, budgeting sounds boring, but stay with me. Think of budgeting as the foundation of your wealth building journey. Without it, you're just throwing money out the window, and you'll never get ahead. Here's how to make budgeting work for you. First, track every penny you spend. Yes, every penny. It doesn't matter if it's $1 or $100. If it leaves your wallet, track it. You might think, it's just a cup of coffee here or there. But these little expenses add up. Once you see the full picture, you can start cutting back on unnecessary things and redirect that money toward building wealth. Now, let's be honest, no one likes the word sacrifice. But in order to make space for your wealth, you've got to start saying no to instant gratification. That doesn't mean living a miserable life, but it does mean being strategic. Stop buying things you don't need. The real question is, do you need that extra pair of shoes, or do you need to invest in your future? Next up, saving. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I save when I barely have enough to cover my bills? But here's the thing. Building wealth doesn't always start with big numbers. The key is consistency. Even if you can only put away $5 a week, that's a start. The important part is building the habit of saving. This is where the pay yourself first rule comes into play. Every time you get paid, take a percentage off the top and save it before you even think about spending. Treat it like a bill you have to pay yourself. Set up an automatic transfer so you're not tempted to skip it. Over time, that turns into then more. Slowly but surely, you're building your financial cushion, which is the foundation for all other wealth-building strategies. Alright, now we're going to get into something that might sound a little intimidating, investing. I know the word invest brings up thoughts of stock markets, real estate, and people with fancy suits. But the truth is, you don't need to be a millionaire to start investing. The best way to start investing with a low income is to take baby steps. You don't need to dive into high-risk investments right away. Start small. For example, you can open a low-cost index fund or invest in a retirement account like an IRA or 401k. These options allow you to invest without having to manage the stocks yourself, and they can grow over time. The secret to investing is time. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. Even if you're only able to invest a small amount each month, it will add up. Compound interest is your friend. It might not seem like much now, but it's like planting a tree that will bear fruit later. Let's talk about side hustles. You might be thinking, I don't have time for that. But hear me out. A side hustle isn't about working 80-hour weeks. It's about finding smart ways to earn money outside your day job. With the power of the internet, opportunities are everywhere. You can sell handmade crafts, teach a skill you know, or even start a blog or YouTube channel. The key to building wealth is diversifying your income. Think about it. If you only rely on your job, you're vulnerable to job loss or unexpected expenses. But with multiple streams of income, you create financial stability. And the best part? Many side hustles can turn into passive income streams, where you earn money even when you're not actively working. That's how you build wealth with low income, by making your money work for you. Now, let's talk about debt. Debt is one of the biggest obstacles to building wealth, but here's the truth: not all debt is created equal. High-interest debt, like credit card debt, is a wealth killer. If you're carrying any of that, it's time to prioritize paying it off as fast as possible. Start with the highest interest debts first, and work your way down. But not all debt is bad. In fact, certain types of debt, like student loans or a mortgage, can actually help you build wealth over time. The trick is to manage them wisely and avoid getting into high-interest loans or payday advances that trap you in a cycle of debt. Finally, let's talk about your circle. You've heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Well, it's true. If you're surrounded by people who think small, who don't care about their financial futures, it's going to be hard for you to change your mindset. Start seeking out people who inspire you, who are financially savvy, who know how to manage their money. Read books, watch videos, or even join online communities. When you immerse yourself in a positive, wealth-building environment, it becomes easier to stay focused and motivated. Building wealth on a low income is possible, but it takes time, strategy, and a mindset shift. It's about being smart with the money you already have and making it work for you. It's about taking small steps every day toward a future where you're not just surviving, but thriving. So, what are you waiting for? Start today. Budget, save, invest, hustle, and surround yourself with people who lift you up. Your wealth-building journey starts now, and it doesn't matter if you're making a year or it's about what you do with what you have that counts. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below with your own wealth-building tips. See you next time. Don't hesitate to spend money on your financial education, ebooks, online courses, research, and growth. All are valuable investments in your financial knowledge.